Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is Mark Edward Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. I'm hoping that you guys are doing well tonight. We are. We're very, very excited to get the opportunity to chat with you guys. And so that's what we're going to do for the next however long you guys are with us and however long that we're going to be chatting with you guys. I know we have a lot of questions. People always are asking questions about coming to South Africa. Is it safe? Is it this? Is it that? Is it fun? Do they want us to come here? Do they want us there in South Africa? I can go on and on and on because obviously we check our emails on a regular basis and we get a lot of questions and so forth. And there's some confusion as well, which it makes sense that some people get confused about coming to South Africa or just coming to Africa in general. And then of course there's plenty of people that are like, oh my God, I want to go to Africa. How do I get there? Who do I talk to? I mean, I can go on and on again about that. I can tell you this. This is probably the person you need to talk to right here. Go ahead and tell them who you are, Tasha.
Hey guys, happy Sunday to you. Latasha Blanton, the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And yeah, if when you get to that place where you're trying to decide what you should do, leave it up to us because we have been doing this for quite some time. And South Africa is where it's at. So, what we do is we provide you with amazing experiences that are hands off to you. All you have to do is that one thing we keep telling you to do, which is make the decision to travel and then leave everything up to us. We're going to get your 5-star accommodations. We're going to get all of your meals. We're going to, make sure your breakfast is tight. We're going to make sure all your transportation is tight. And there's so many other things that we do as well, but you won't actually know that until you actually go to the website, therealsouthafrica.com, and book a trip with us.
Absolutely. So what we want to do, guys, because we're on several different platforms tonight. We're actually on YouTube. We're on our Instagram page. We're on our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. We're on our alternate Facebook page that some of you guys have been finding. I was trying to slide it, trying to hide it somewhere, but you guys have been finding it and reaching out that way. And then, of course, we have how many people? I think we have just over 5,000 people on our Facebook group page as well. So a lot is happening. So people are actually starting to pile into this situation, which is good. So like I said, we're so super glad to have you. So what I want to do is take a moment and I want y'all guys to check out this short little featurette about coming to South Africa. All right. Now I know a lot of that hit a lot of you guys because you want to come and you're like, man, I mean, how many times have you been standing on the East Coast, standing there at the beach, looking across the way, wondering, what's over there? Well, these days you don't have to wonder. You got a travel and tourism company specifically designed, which is us, to make sure that you can come here with no issues. The best thing that I can tell you is just to, hit our website, and a lot of you guys have, and we truly appreciate it because on the website, you can actually, peruse around, kind of say, okay, okay, all the information I need is here. At the same time, you could be like, I'm thinking about going to Joburg, and then you can hit the Joburg tab, gives you, the options of a 6-day, a 10-day, a 13-day, and then you can kind of go through that, and it kind of says how many people you have. And what we like about it is the simple fact that you don't have to actually wait for a specific travel date.
Yeah.
Tell them about it, Tasha.
So like he was saying, you don't have to wait for a specific travel date. So we don't really do large groups unless, we let you know we're doing a group, kind of like the real estate tour. But say, next year you've got vacation from September 17th to September 26th. And that's when you want to come. You can book that. You go right to the website, you put in your travel dates, you put in how many people are traveling with you. And that's pretty much it. And it gives you freedom and flexibility because no one's telling you when to travel. You get to pick that all by yourself.
Yep. And then at that point, everything is private. We got a group here today. Actually, we got several here,
Yeah.
but we had 3 in particular we talked to today, and that was their thing. They was like, wow, I'm not traveling with a group. It's private. Everything is private. They see other people traveling in groups, and then they understand that, wow, we got our own drivers, we got our own guides, we got our own everything. And they keep telling us that it just makes a big difference when you are coming here to South Africa, as a tourist. So it just makes your experience that much better. And that's how much, we get into making sure that these people who have been taken from Africa a long time ago come back proper. And y'all guys hear me say that. So let me tell you what else has been going on here in South Africa in the meanwhile. A lot of you guys may know, of course, all my South Africans know that, we have Busta Rhymes here. And, Busta's, he's one of my guys. We're roughly about the same age. So I really appreciate the fact that he came here. And the funny part, he came and he was only supposed to stay a short period of time. But like most people who come to South Africa, they get here and they just do not want to leave. So he stayed a little bit longer. He absolutely enjoyed himself. He actually replaced Janet Jackson because she was supposed to come.
Right, she was supposed to come.
Yeah, she's supposed to come, but obviously they had some family issues. So hey, it is what it is. But we did get Busta Rhymes here, and so for who's that, Tasha, on the screen?
I don't know. Do I know that one?
I don't know. What did they say?
They say, Yebo, how are you, family? You do wonders for Mzansi. I so wish you can visit the Zulu battlefield and have that feeling to be proudly South African and visit the Zulu Kingdom's tombstones. Is that an invitation?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like an invitation.
Actually, we're going back to KwaZulu Natal. I had to say it right.
Yeah, take his time.
Yeah, I take my time. We're going back there, I think around the 4th of November. So that might be one of the places that we end up going to and so forth. And so other people are joining the group.
Thank you.
Yeah, we always appreciate the blessings, especially on a Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay, and then see there's somebody else. It says, I appreciate you responding when I reached out to you. Thank you. Yeah, we do what we can. It seems like, and I don't know, I can't confirm it, but when people have questions about coming to South Africa, in almost any capacity, we seem to get the emails, from people who are looking at doing business, people who are looking to travel, people who are looking to do a plethora of things, the group trips, you name it. They end up giving us a shout out, and we really appreciate it. So, and we try to respond to everybody as much as we can. But you got to keep in mind, we got some amazing tourists here as well. We got some amazing tourists here, so we gotta make sure that we take care of them as well. So sometimes it might take a little bit, but we definitely going to get back to you because when it's your turn to be a tourist, you don't want nobody messing you up.
Yep.
So we have this.
Hi, Janila. Hi. I'll see you guys in just a few short weeks. You'll be here, so can't wait to see you guys again.
Yeah, and then of course we got this person here. I don't know if Tasha knows this person or not.
I don't.
What?
I don't think it could very well be. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. And then we got this person here who's just chimed in. So I just kind of wanted to get to the comments because they take all that time to type it in. So I figured that we would, talk about that. So of course, the pool is real.
Of course it is, Lazarus. You know it is. You sitting here trying to figure out now how you can get back this year. I know you're trying to figure it out.
And it's so funny because those who don't know, they just don't know, but they're going to find out. And when they do, they're going to be like, oh, OMG. I was told today from somebody very reliable, they said, I ain't going back.
Yeah. So I am not going
back. But it happens and whatnot. So also too here in South Africa, because, we want you guys to understand, especially those in America, that a lot of our artists come here. They come back, they go back to the US and they never say anything. They never say nothing. They like, oh, when I was in South Africa, to kind of hype it up. It was not really hype, just basically just telling, what they see. So we got Chris Breezy coming this way, and I think he's ultra talented, and I think he's going to do very well here because as soon as his tickets went on sale, they sold out like within 2 hours. But I know how South Africa does. They're going to make a plan.
Oh, it is me, Aunt Tasha. Hi, baby. I'm like,
yeah, I tried to set you up for failure and whatnot.
I had such an amazing time on my 2 trips there with you all. It was full of relaxation, great food, great vibes, and I can't forget the experience and learning all the tours. Thank you, Carmen.
Yeah, so we do the best that we can. Also, too, we had, who else do we have here? We had Johnny Gill. He was here as well.
He just left.
Yeah, Mr. My was just here, and then of course the lady from Philly. What's her name?
Jilly
from Philly.
Jilly from Philly.
Yeah,
she was here as well.
Yeah, too. So she was here, and so people come in. Like I said, we're going into summer here in South Africa. We're in the southern hemisphere, so we do see the news about the northern hemisphere. Those up there in the New York area, and of course the U.S. And it's getting a little chilly. I get it.
Yeah, I've already heard about people cutting on heaters and having to wear extra jackets. We're doing the exact opposite over here. So
yeah, so we're wearing short sleeves now.
Yeah,
and the summer's about to be amazing. We really don't. We go from winter. There's a spring, it may last a day or two, and then we go right into summer, and we'll be warm probably till April. So when you guys are asking me what's the best time to come, especially like if people are trying to book now, because it's getting cold on that side, then just reach out to us, via our website. And yeah. Okay, so go ahead.
It says, my daughter introduced me to your channel only last month, and I've been hooked ever since. You guys are doing a great job for SA, and we appreciate it. Say hello to the beautiful Asha. God bless her. Asha means love. We will definitely do that.
Yeah. So like I said, we do what we can. We want to alert the people, because we came here. We could be selfish and got here, didn't tell nobody, but we decided to sort ourselves out, and then bring more people. And then of course we brought hundreds, maybe 1,000 or so travelers to South Africa, probably more. And because I'm being what they call it,
modest.
I'm being modest. That's modest. the South African word. So I'm being modest and whatnot. And we was told just today, because we were sitting with some people who's traveling with us. We went to go meet them, that the people know who we are.
Yeah, they were very polite. Actually, they were very adamant as well that our name carries some weight, and that, when people found out that they were with us, they got like extra hype and took extra good care of them. So if that's something that you're looking for, you want somebody to dote on you a little bit and be making sure you're good, on top of our trip managers, checking in on you all the time. You're never going to feel alone, even if you come by yourself. So that's what we do. That's what we do.
And of course, a lot of you guys are on different platforms, but obviously, if you're looking at us on the Real South Africa on YouTube, obviously you can just go to this link here, and you'll find too much content. There's about 1,000 plus videos there that you can watch that we put together. A lot of it is people who came with us as tourists, and they just want to tell their story because of what they ran into. And and how they feel and how they felt, and they feel kind of like we do. Hey, this is an amazing place. People should know about it, and so they want to tell their story, and so we really appreciate it. And we put it on video, and now it's on the YouTube channel,
and it lives there forever.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, you can always sign up. But whatever platform you're on, just go ahead and follow us. Stick with the Real South Africa. You're going to run into some amazing content and so forth. So now let me tell you what's going on. Let me see. We went to Cape Town. Yeah. So this is what's going on with us. We went to Cape Town. We had an amazing experience. We've already found out where we're going to go for the festive season. So we won't be actually in Cape Town, but we'll be in the province of the Western Cape. So we're definitely going to be doing that. So we'll be down there. And we're going to take some people with us and so forth, so they can, get to feel that level of excitement, because it's really very nice down there, and we really enjoy being there. So that was fun. What did we do?
Fun. Well, we ended up in Cape Town because we went on the Blue Train, and the Blue Train was amazing. I'm not sure if you guys saw that video or not, but the food was good. I slept amazing. That was probably my favorite part, how much I got to sleep.
Yeah.
But the Blue Train is awesome.
Yes.
That's all I can say about that. The Blue Train is awesome. It is like one of the best luxury trains here in South Africa. They have quite a few, but this is the best one. And we were invited. So obviously, if I get invited somewhere, I gotta check it out. If I gotta check it out before I sell it to you, so
yeah,
gotta check it out first.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in that, obviously you could just send us an email. And if there's something that you guys are interested in, and obviously you might not see, because you can't put a whole country's tourism on a website, one website, by the way. So if you see something that you're like, you know what, that may work out for me, send us an email. Or if you guys are planning or want to come to South Africa and not have a problem, then obviously, like everyone else, give us a call, or send us an email or a text or a smoke signal, and then we can have a short conversation, and then we can tell you exactly what we can do and what works best, because we've been doing this for how many years, Tasha?
A lot. A lot. At least it feels like a lot. So Shante says, and that's if I'm saying her name correctly, I stumbled onto you during the pandemic. I don't even remember how, because we were sitting at home watching TV during the pandemic, and TV just showed things on TV. I appreciate you guys so much. Sending love from NYC. Love you back. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And then let me see. Somebody wrote this right here. Go ahead, Tasha.
It says, South Africa loves you guys. There's so many African Americans that are living in South Africa, enjoying life on the real estate.
Yeah. We keep getting blamed for, these Americans coming over here, because we just, like I said, we just put out what we can. And like I said, and plus, I'm going to blame it on the South Africans, because you guys put in all that work many years ago, somewhere around 1976, 77, 78. 84, then 94, y'all guys tumbled it down, and now things are the way they are, and it's very comfortable, for a lot of South Africans now. And then of course now we're discovering it, because people don't realize, especially South Africans don't realize that we don't get any content at all. And of course, to Google, people say, well, why don't they just Google South Africa? First of all, you got to have a reason to Google South Africa. And if you don't hear anything about South Africa, it's like,
why would I Google South Africa? And to your point, what we learned in South Africa is very, very small. We're only going to hear about, apartheid. And once they put that into your brain as a young person, that's what you think it already is. They don't talk to you about post 1994, which is what we're living in right now, which is the beautiful growth that has happened in South Africa over the last 30 years. And that's another reason why we're here, because we really want to show you how far they've progressed in these 30 years. There's a lot of similarities to the history of the US, but when you come over here and see it, when you experience the culture and you meet the people and you feel the vibe and you feel the love, it makes so much sense that you should visit. So that's just my spiel.
It's a good spiel.
Thank you.
So, but like I said, we're very serious people.
Are we?
All the time.
Yeah.
We're very serious people and whatnot. But we're very serious about tourism, because and the reason why we do it this way is because South Africans taught us, when we had an opportunity to sit down with them, and they talked to us about tourism. People that are in the tourism space. That's what they do. They're like, if we can showcase our country, and bring that information to them, and then get those people to come to South Africa, and then we put our best foot forward, then they would look a little bit more seriously at South Africa, a lot more seriously, and then they start looking at opportunities, maybe ways to invest, and possibly be part of the culture. And so that's what we do when you come here. You are in an apartment most of the time, almost all the time.
Almost
all the time, unless it's just not available. We put you in an apartment because we want you be able to take food back to your room and microwave it and eat it at night, and stuff like that, and it feels like being at home.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. So when when we are talking about the tourism, aspect of what we do, we want you guys to feel it. And it's kind of hard, like I told the group, and today, which they now understand. They're like, Mark, you can't tell people how this feels. And I'm like,
there's no words.
Yeah. So what was they saying? It was like, oh, we're coming back.
They listen. Their trip they're only like 5 days in. They still got 5 more days, and they're already planning to come back again. They're trying to plan 2026 in April of 2025. So they're doing everything the right way. And they keep saying that they're going to come back as many times as they can, because of course, after your first visit, what are most people thinking about? That is transitioning. They're thinking about how to move here, but they've got the right idea, which you guys hear us talk about all the time. You really got to come and build a relationship. It starts with 1 visit, starts with 2 visits, and then just kind of coming back and forth, and understanding the lay of the land, the people, the culture, how things actually work. And they're already getting that under control. So they're thinking the right way. And because they're thinking that way, I think they're going to be successful. They're going to be very successful.
Yeah.
But they're already, most people plan their next trip before they're even halfway through their first trip. So that's par for the course.
Yeah. And it's hard being an immigrant, because that's ultimately what we were or are. If you've never been an immigrant, it's just that simple.
Hello.
Yeah. So they understand that they need to be an immigrant first.
Yes.
And learn the whole process. And of course, South Africa has a pathway to doing that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring on the camera somebody who understood they understood the assignment, and now they're actually benefiting. They're actually understanding, and they're actually now they're like, Mark, I thought you was trying to hold me back. Nah, they didn't ever say that. But anyway, I'm going to bring on, and some of you guys already know, and you guys have seen, and obviously what we're saying works. The man with a plan. There they are, the Grays.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. I want you to know. I want you to know you cutting into my pajamas time.
Okay.
Y'all, that's an inside joke. This is an inside joke. This is a man who used to be working hard all the time.
Yeah.
He retired.
They don't know about that one yet.
Yeah, and then now he's getting into his stride now. They've been here for a little while. How long have y'all been? Tell them, for the people who don't know y'all, because some people do, tell them who you guys are.
I'm Cynthia Gray, Mark's sister.
A big sister, yes.
I am Barry Gray, his brother-in-law, for past 40 years.
Yeah. Okay. And
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I think you guys broke up for a second, but I think you guys are back. Okay. So now that you guys have been here for a few months, right?
7.
How's it been going?
How many months?
7.
Wow.
Has it been 7?
Yes. Going on 7, yes.
Wow. Okay, tell me about these last 7 months. How are things going? Like, catch us up.
Well, I'll start. Things have been going great. Everybody's seen the video of the car, my car video. I was a video vixen. And we're in the house now, and it's coming along. It's just about full. We still got a little echo, but because it's a big house. It is a big house. But it's coming along. We're decorating. We're traveling a little bit. We're learning where different places are. I'm driving. I haven't hit anything. Nobody's hit me. Yay. Let me see what else. We have a church, so things have been going great. Things been going great.
So you're finding everything, you're finding every place you need to go. It's not hard to get around. Your medical situation, as far as being able to have insurance, is good. Talk to them.
Yeah, we've all had our initial doctor's appointments. We do have a primary care doctor. We have excellent insurance. Is I've had women's health care appointments already, and it was beyond my expectation. It's been good. I mean, the hospital was great. The doctors were great.
Hmm.
It's been good. It's been good. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Because
And
I
then
know.
also,
Oh,
going into these malls, it's not helping the situation. But
why is that?
even, oh my goodness, my stuff haven't arrived yet from the States. I'm not gonna need it because I don't bought up all new stuff. But even walking around in the malls now, I know you. I'm like, how you know me? The real South Africa. I'm like,
Thank you.
yeah. So
Okay,
that's been funny.
okay. But as far as the house is concerned, it was pretty much a seamless process. Going through our process that we go through. It was pretty seamless.
Yeah, I mean, we followed the guidelines that was given to us, and I thought it was pretty, it went pretty smoothly. It's you have to have one thing we always talk about is having patience the way they operate. That is something I'm still dealing with. That is the patient. But I thought it was very smooth the way things went, and we now have our deed. We're the owners of this home. Um, it was a process that we went through, but like I said, we was blessed to, that was the feeling was once we got our deeds, it was to me that was it right there. Once we got that, and then we start doing things, and we've been really busy with this house because
Yeah.
we're putting our flavor to the house now. We're putting our touches, and we're doing little reconstruction from here and the things like that. So that's been a little time consuming, but we're watching the process, and we're watching what we are getting and things like that. So we really enjoyed it, and I think to me one of the true blessings for me is to have my mother here, watching
100%.
her, especially like today when she was got her outside furniture, and how she was so overwhelmed receiving that,
Yes.
the open arms that y'all have, and just the gratitude that she had. It's I think I am um more excited for her.
Yes.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think we just said something today, and she just literally said, no, she's not going back. She said that was
Yeah.
it. No, I'm not going back. This
You
is
remember
it.
that
So,
attitude she gave you? I thought you
yeah,
said I
yeah.
did 6 months. You're like, hold on, lady.
Yeah. But she sorted out.
But
We're
She
gonna get
sorted
her.
yeah, we're really enjoying the process, and man, like I said, 7 months. It's been a busy 7 months because we're, like I said, we're very planning and doing things that get this house in order and stuff, moving, and learning our way around, learning new things, and
out.
dealing with the culture here. The people are wonderful, and it's just to me, I can't ask for any more. God has blessed us with so much to this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because I remember Cindy saying one time, it's just one choice,
It's
one
one
choice away,
decision.
one decision away. And is that how you framed it,
Yeah.
Cindy?
Yeah. Yeah. You
Okay.
either do or you don't. And once you do, you be like, man, this was a great decision.
Yeah.
It's been a great decision for us to come here. I tell people my new catchphrase is every day is the weekend. You know,
Yeah.
every day is the weekend. I prefer to do stuff during the week
Hmm.
because everybody else is at work and I am not. So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's been great. It has been totally great. This has been a perfect decision. People are still thinking, "Yeah, sure, y'all wanted to do that," and I'm like, "Oh my! If you only knew. If you
Um,
only knew." Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
like you said, you can't explain it. You can't
Yeah.
explain what it's like for someone to hand you a deed to your house.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Not not a mortgage or a bond, but an actual, hey, you know what?
this one belongs to you.
This one's yours.
right,
And I remember having that conversation with you some time ago. And I think it kind of went over your head a little bit because normally in our community, we don't own our homes outright. And I
right.
said, no, this is how it works. And then I said, well, when you get yours in your hand, we're gonna have a conversation. And when you got it, I think you was told that it was available, but you had to wait for it, and you went and drove to go pick it up. Is that something
Yes.
like that?
That was my longest drive by myself. I said, I'm going to get this thing myself.
Yeah,
And I got on the highway, I was gone. Yeah.
yeah. It didn't say the Grays and Bank of America or anything like that. It just says the
No,
Grays.
just my name and his name. That's it.
Yeah,
I
Uh,
yeah.
love it.
And these are the types of things that are happening here in South Africa. But let me put this up. Somebody really wanted to know how are you, great family? How's your mom adjusting the essay? I saw her video moving in for the first time. And we get asked that question a lot, believe it or
We
not.
got
But
asked that question today.
yeah,
How's your mother-in-law? I was like, she's living her best
You,
life.
you, you talking about that spoiled rotten thing in there?
Oh my goodness. What
I,
other way
I
would we
deserve it.
Well, and she does deserve it. I would never,
Yeah.
I call her spoiled and rotten, but she was spoiled and rotten with all of us back in the States. That's the way we treated our mothers. So, and just like I was saying, is that we mentioned something about the dad. She's going back to the States, and she looked like you saying, she's no, I'm not going back. I don't want to
yeah,
go back.
Yeah.
So she's doing well. My mother is doing well. It took her, I think, a little adjustment period because for those who didn't know, my mother comes from a very large family. So to leave her siblings and her grandkids and things like that, it took a little adjusting for her to get used to that. But after she got here and she knew she could still have communication with them and things like that, she adjusted and then she starts seeing and going and doing, and enjoying this and this. She got adjusted,
Real quick.
real quick.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we're very
So
proud of her.
quickly when, I hate taking her to the grocery store. Ooh,
she
I
was
just
so
let her go and just go about her business. She feel very comfortable. When she's okay, when she's comfortable doing and going about her business and doing those things. She's adjusting well.
excellent, excellent. Cindy, I had one question for you. I met a young lady today, and she said she's going to be 62 coming up, and that she has the opportunity to retire early, but she's thinking about waiting 5 more years. What advice would you give to those that can retire early but are thinking about staying 5 additional years?
Well, I retired early. I'm 61 now,
Hmm.
and I retired early. I had five. I could, how they always say, stay 67. You get 67. Now stay to 77. And I, so I'm like, no, I'm not playing these reindeer games. But
Yeah,
it was the choice of retiring early worked for me because we planned on coming here. So we knew it's like, okay, we can't wait another 5 years. We're in our 60s. So I would advise it the way the economy is here versus there, it would make up that difference of those few dollars that you're thinking you're gonna make waiting those 5 years. So my true advice is just it's
Yeah.
almost like cut your losses and run and save yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll just add one thing to that is that if you, and it's always, it was a thing I used to tell the kids always, where you at today is a reflection of what you done yesterday. Now, what that means is that if your goal is to retire early, then you have to prepare for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you financially set to do that stuff, that's fine. Then you have to plan to retire early. So
Yes.
your financial means will be able to sustain once you retire. Because once you retire, what you have in your pocket or with your bank, that's it. So you have to make sure you plan properly for that. I'm not saying, go stay 70, 65, but if you want to plan, if you want to retire 60, 62, 61, you got to plan when you in your 50s to do that, and even your 40s to do that.
Yeah.
So when that
Maybe
61, if
50.
God bless you to see 61,
Yeah.
then you're pretty much set for that.
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Okay.
But like everybody's situation is different.
Right.
But you have to really think
Yes.
about what is your ultimate goal. I wouldn't tell
Right.
someone just, oh yeah, girl, go ahead and retire. But you have to
Yeah.
have that plan. You have to have that
Right.
plan to do so. And just think about what are you waiting for and what are you holding on to? Because to
Yeah.
do that release, whoo, that's like a good burp. Mm. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're able to do it, do it. That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
advice.
It's nothing like retirement and able
Mm.
to stay in your pajamas as long as you want.
I call him Hugh Hefner. He stay in his pajamas all day.
Yeah.
Get his coffee, get his pajamas. He
Yes,
living
out there
a
pointing. Okay, can y'all move this over here and this? I'm like, can you put some clothes on? He walk
living a
around in his pajamas directing.
So yeah, we're really enjoying what God has laid out for us. We
Yes.
really are.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I will say this though. I think if you had retired today and never been to South Africa, never been, because like I'm gonna wait till I retire. Like we hear a lot on the phone, or people are emailing us saying, I'm gonna wait to retire and then I'm gonna come here to South Africa, and then I'm gonna do the things like you guys are doing. Do you think that's possible, or does it make sense? Do you
No,
understand?
I don't think it, unless you have the means to do that.
Mhm.
But what I'm saying, and then you still haven't planned. Because if you talk, okay, I'm going to retire, just go over there, have no idea what it details, without going and visit, without going there and see for yourself, put your, as they say, put boots on the ground to go for a tour, go, a couple of times to see what it takes to retire there. Just to say, okay, once I retire, I'm going over there, and you never done it, you never experienced that country or the way they do things. I would say it was a big mistake. I don't care how
Hmm.
much money you get. If you don't prepare and you just go over there, look at the money that you probably will be wasting. If,
Yeah.
so I think you have to have a good plan to do that instead of just jumping and do it. Now, some people do jump and do it, may be successful, maybe not.
Yeah, yeah. We've been finding. I mean, we got obviously 7 years, almost 7 years on the ground, and in this space of watching people go back and forth. Some people do well, and some people don't, for whatever their scenarios are. But we find that those that actually come and understand South Africa and spend the time as a tourist and do these things, kind of like you guys did, they do very well. Now, again, some of them, they're here, they're not on YouTube, they're not on social media, but we know who they are, and they do very well. And it's amazing that I think when people come and like you guys probably um, shopped different, did everything different because you guys knew you were coming. So you kind of planned to be here. And so when y'all guys landed, from my perspective, you guys were ready to go.
Yeah.
When you guys landed here. And it's very reflective in the thousands of square foot home that you're sitting in right now. I'm not gonna, look at it and whatnot, because you actually planned.
She's just like,
yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's all I have. Do you have anything for the good people who are happy that your mom is here, Barry, and
happy for you?
Yeah, and how y'all been doing?
Well, I mean, I don't have anything except for come visit, see for yourself. Start your plan today.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that's what I got to say. But we totally appreciate you guys coming on. Hopefully, we'll get you guys on. I think we will possibly, once you get everything squared away, we'll let people see what it's like to plan and come here as a tourist and see it for yourself and let it get in your heart a little bit, about what's really happening. And then, like we all have done, we have pillow talk talking about, what do you think? What you think?
What you think?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We all do it.
It's the same thing. What you think? What you think? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Because we were like, are we really going to do this? We going to do it? No, I don't know. You sure? Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. That's the conversation.
Yeah. But
and then
look,
finally
but then it turns into don't talk about it, be about it. If you're gonna do it, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So.
Interesting.
Well, thank you guys. Go get in your pajamas. Have a wonderful night. We're gonna read some of these comments, see what these people are talking about, and we'll see you guys in a couple days. Well, probably tomorrow.
All right.
All right, guys. We really appreciate them sharing, their story, their journey, and whatnot. Hopefully, it'll impact, a lot of you guys, because we all know that we want to have another option, out here, moving around within the states. You're still kind of moving inside the cell, just going different parts and so forth. So, of course, all those people that are, angling to retire, those that are retiring or already retired, they might want to come on a trip, and then we will put you in the right position, and then you'll be like, wow, this is interesting. And then to give you something to think about, and you don't have to settle for what they tell you have to settle for, and so forth. So, but things have been going very well here. A lot of you guys probably seen a few pictures on our platforms that my other sister, who's a big sister as well, she visited for 6 weeks, and she's almost in the same position. So she's looking at coming here as well. And it's going to be interesting to see her acclimate to South Africa. Hopefully her big sister will help her. Maybe she'll help her, maybe she won't. But she got her little brother. I'm going to make sure that everything is in order as well. So what we're going to do real quick, we're going to answer just a few questions, because people are asking questions about voting and things like that. And the one question is, are you guys allowed to vote outside of America? And the answer to that is yes. It's a small process you got to go through, but you can. And then it said, are you even interested in voting? And it all depends. How far are you away from the sun and how long you've been gone? I know we've been gone for many years, so it's not as something that's prevalent, because I'm more interested in what's going on here in the Republic of South Africa, because that mostly affects me more than what happens in the United States. Yeah. So, but everybody's different. We do have a pretty decent sized African American community here for sure. And, we got voting drives and things like that. So it just works. It just works. It's just a choice. I would say that it's a choice.
It is a choice. It's
Yep.
absolutely a choice. Let's see. Let's go back up to the top.
Okay.
There's one more I wanted to read. The remote workers visa.
Yes.
Is that sorted out yet? There really is information on the SA's visa site yet. Do you guys have any insight? Shantae.
Of course we have information. We
Very good question.
I got a briefing just last week. I get briefings, y'all. I'm just being honest with you. I just get briefings. And but we try to stay in the tourism space because there are people that are here that are like, hey, how can we get these African Americans involved in the mining industry? How can we get these African Americans involved in some of the things that people are doing here, and so forth? And I always tell them the same thing. I said, first of all, they don't even know that there are Black people in the mining of platinum, gold, silver, aluminum,
Yeah.
and palladium, and all these different things that come out the ground, and of course other industries that obviously we don't think about. But South Africa has responded in a manner which I think has been good. And the remote workers visa, or the digital nomad visa, is up and running. It just is. So what we would normally do when we help people out with visas, because I was actually going to make an announcement at some point, that what you can do is reach out to us, and then of course you get the professional help you need. Because if you've seen the video for what's his name again?
Who, Eddie?
Eddie Oz. Him and many others, to include the Grays. We use our professional services, and they make the process work for you. They have the conversation, and then they prepare your application for you. You actually go into the embassy with, you have everything dressed as we say in the military. And so chances are you won't have to go back 3, 4, 5, 6 times and just say, forget it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I don't, because there's only a few places where in the United States you can actually have an appointment and turn it in. So you don't want to keep going back and forth. So chances of, because there are people that would be going back 3 or 4 times, you would have spent you would have been better off just hiring someone to make sure that it works for you. It's just that simple. For the remote workers visa, it's pretty interesting. It's no different than any other, forward-thinking country. They're thinking, hey, we got a great country, we got a great tourism, mechanism. We got places, people want to live. Cost of living is less than it is in the United States, and people just want to be in South Africa anyway. But if you've never been, you wouldn't. You just means nothing to you. Yeah. But everybody who's been here is like, oh yeah, I want to be in South Africa. So the remote workers visa, it basically, there's a cutoff. Basically, you got to work for a company in the States, and then they got to allow you to work remotely. And then the amount of monies that you need to make it only goes up to 650,000 South African rands, which comes out to $38,000. So if you got a remote job that allows you, to work out of the country or in South Africa, and a lot of people do, then as long as you make 650,000 rand, which is a pretty good amount of money here in the Republic of South Africa, which is $38,000, you can actually come here on a visa. And at the same time, you got a couple options, but primarily you'll be looking at a 3-year visa. The only thing bad about it, which isn't really bad, there's no pathway to citizenship on that one, because normally you got to do a minimum of 5 years of like a general workers visa or something to that effect. And I don't want to, I don't want to confuse it. So what I would tell people to do is just contact us. You guys can reach out to us at outreach at the Real South Africa, or even info, and just say, hey, I'm looking, at a remote workers visa. That's all you have to say. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set you up with a consult,
which is free.
Set you up with a consult, and you can get all the details. And then if you decide that you want to move forward, then you can go ahead and, because we're vetted them and we like them. And obviously, they have helped a lot of people out that we sent to them to make sure that they got a proper visa and everything was in order. I would say, if you're interested, then send us that email. We will go ahead and get you your consult, and then you can start moving forward from there. But it is out and is up and running and is ready to go. So go ahead and tell everybody, because you need to, come here and, to South Africa. Probably the easiest route right now is if you can get a remote workers visa, or in that same remote workers visa, if you own a company and you pay yourself, then
That counts too.
That counts too. And then you can sort yourself out that way, because you can authorize yourself to work remotely. And as long as you can show that you're making that 650,000 Rand per year, then you can come. But again, the easiest way, instead of having all this conjecture, because we noticed, and I'm just going to be honest, we noticed there was a lot of problems before, because people were just, passing word back and forth, no professionals involved. People were just kind of saying, hey, I think I heard, can you do this? Can you do that? Things like that. And people were failing. Yeah, they were failing tremendously and falling short. And then we'll get an email and they're like, oh,
can you help me?
Can you help me? But you've already engaged the system, and your name is on record for you didn't have this and that. So it's best, if you're going to do this, no different than if you got a speeding ticket, and if you go to court without a lawyer, there's a chance they're going to jam you up. But if you got a lawyer or somebody, a professional, they can help you through that scenario. So we always opt as the Real South Africa to use professional sources, professional everything, and that's what we do. We don't just do stuff in this tourism space without using professionals. So we want you guys to understand that doing it right the first time is amazing. So that's where we are. You got anything you want to add?
Nope. Just get back to a couple of the if you were to the 52 and needed this conversation. Can't wait to get back there. Hey, come on back.
Yeah.
Come on back.
Yeah, South Africa is amazing. A lot of you guys already know it and whatnot. So that's what I'm saying. So thank you for a first great experience. TRSA, my retirement planning is underway. I got the book and we'll follow the steps.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
And so forth. So that's if we have any more questions, please just post them in the in here, and I'll try to read as many as I can.
As you can see, because I see you looking.
Oh yeah, I wear glasses now.
He wearing glasses and still looking like this.
So this person wrote, South Africa is a developed country in Africa, and it's easier for African Americans to transit. Sure, it is. It really is. Because of our passport, we do have a lot of leeway to, for example, people, maybe, snub your nose at being able to come here for 90 days, at a time. Mm-hmm. But if you go back and if you go and look at every country and how it's set up, that's liberal. That's very liberal of South Africa to allow you to come for 90 days. And then if you leave and go back to your home country, and if you decide you want to come back, they will give you another 90 days. Yep. I mean, this place is very liberal. You just gotta, do the thing called follow the rules, and if you don't know the rules, don't talk to somebody who don't know the rules.
Exactly.
Talk to the professionals so you won't have any problems. So people are always wondering, like, how are others falling short, and how are you guys seem to have your stuff together? Because we talk to professionals and we have our stuff together. I'm not looking for any shortcuts, because then that's where you start to run into problems. And, South Africa is a very proper country, believe it or not. And, they want you here, but they want you here, as I always say, proper. Yep. So.
The United States of Israel will miss you.
Oh my God. See, there we go. Taking shots. Taking shots. Let me put this up here for a second.
You have branched out into real estate tours. So you have school tours for those looking to move to SA with their family. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we do. So normally what happens is if you, we have a 1-day house thing package. How do I even say that? Well, 1-day add-on package for you to go and view properties. So if you're going to need to view schools, then we will allow, we will assist you with viewing schools at the same time. So the answer is yes. It's just not on the website that way, but we actually do.
Yeah, and that's where the emails come in when you send us to info at the Real South Africa, and you contact us and you say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. But you got to keep in mind, it should be bundled in with the tour. You should be coming here with a tour. And then we can move things around. Believe it or not, some time ago, if you go back about 2.5 years, you will see a lot of videos that we were assisting people with these types of things. But then I'm going to say it like this: the market got flooded, and everybody seemed to knew, what they was doing. So I said, okay, go ahead and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And then now people are asking us again, where do we send people to, for school tours? What investment houses should we go with? All these different things, business opportunities. Those types of things never stop coming to us in reference from the South Africans that live here and that live here and so forth. So, and then of course somebody left their email address. Derek, can you please just email us at info@therealsouthafrica.com, and we will sort that out. And then here's another one here. It says, Blanton, would you recommend Creed Capital? I would say to you this. We did some time ago, we did several interviews because I really wanted Americans to understand, especially, people who are in the diaspora, that there are a lot of opportunities here. And in the States, we generally don't get an opportunity to deal with this level of finance. But it's here. And so we wanted to, have these conversations and whatnot. But again, there's a whole bunch of interference on the back end. So we just decided to say, okay, we will stick to tourism, and obviously we do that at a high level, and that's why there's been just so many people coming, as a tourist, and it's been working. And so again, we want to expose South Africa properly to pretty much everyone, and then of course I think everyone's smart. Once they get here and they get their head on, turned in the right direction, they will go off and do great and wonderful things. So that's what that means.
Thank you. You're absolutely correct. I sure don't want to go back and forth to Manhattan. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. That was a lot of P, Shantae. Thank you. But I got it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but like I said, if you have any questions as far as, somebody asked a question about credit scores.
Yes.
Do you want to answer that?
No. I just can't remember the question.
Okay, yeah, I was looking for it, but there was a question about credit scores. Keep in mind, let me explain something to you, just a little bit, and the story's a lot longer, and that's why when you come on tours, you get these answers pretty readily. Social security numbers are invalid here in the Republic of South Africa. I'm just going to let you know that they have their own thing called a South African ID number or something like that, to that effect.
SAID.
SAID, and that's what they use and so forth. So if you come here as an American, normally a lot of people have their own credit, meaning that they have their credit cards, and you can use them no different than you do in the States. So a lot of people just keep their credit cards and so forth. But when you're looking at trying to purchase like homes and stuff like that, or if you want to rent a place, it's primarily that's where they look at you and they say, okay, do you have a visa? Not all the time, but primarily they look at you and say, do you have a visa to be here? And then you would fill out an application, and 9 times out of 10, there is no credit check per se. You can, it's up to them to decide if they want you to, lease that place. Now, again, it really bodes well that you went through a process, the visa process, so that helps the person decide, or the company or the corporation to decide if they want to, lease to you, and it usually works out as well. And to keep, and I can also say that it's a situation where it's no different than the States. Yeah. You put a deposit down, and then you pay monthly until to end of your lease, and then at the end of your lease, you get to move or stay.
Yeah.
Is very similar, but it really has really nothing to do with your credit score. So I would say maintain your credit score, your credit in the States, if you're going to be going back and forth, or you're going to be here. Just pay your credit card like you normally would, and then when you come here, you can use it. So it's really not a problem. Hope that helps.
Excellent.
Okay, so things have been moving pretty well over here for us in the Republic. We've been pretty excited about what's happening, and so what we've been able to do. Obviously, you saw my sister and brother-in-law, and then my other sister has, she's en route, and then now let me bring it to the stage. Some of you guys have seen her before, but she would always leave and come back, and she's been doing this for a little while. So let me bring her forward, because she's going to be here for the duration. Here she is. There she is.
Hi,
Hello.
Savannah.
Tell him who you are. Talk to him.
I'm Savannah Blanton. I'm the daughter. So you guys are going to see me a lot more often on the channel. And yeah, I moved here. I live here full time now. I've been here for 2 weeks. So um, yeah, so we just now getting started with my journey with living here. And so as time go on, we will update you guys on how it's going so far.
Okay. So tell him now, when you was a youngster when you
Mhm.
first came here. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was like in middle school, so long time ago. And so
so, so what was your impression? Because I never actually, we never asked her her impression. Like when we first came the first time, what was your impression?
Do you remember?
um
Dig
well,
all the way back.
I know I was a kid, so I was just going with the flow and enjoying the experience. The one thing I noticed was like the houses were much better, like it's much bigger, grander
Yeah,
houses. That's the one thing I noticed here at that age. Um, that's what I noticed so far back then. But now
okay,
I notice things more the older I get and I come back and forth. I notice the differences and the pros and the cons. So I notice that a lot.
okay.
I'm laughing at Lazarus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
She left
she,
you behind, Lazarus. Left you.
yeah.
yeah, she made it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we really, a lot of people don't realize that, when we first came, well, when initially when we came, I brought my mom, and I
Mhm.
brought Tasha. I had already been here once before, and Savannah was the other part of that cog, and so we just feel like it was time for her to enjoy what South Africa has to offer, and and
Mhm.
all that it has, and she was one of the initial people before all the tourists that came, before all the people that moved here, before before we were the real South Africa, we were just the Blantons, and
Yeah.
yeah, and now she's another Blanton, and she's part of the team now. So we just wanted
She an
to,
OG.
yeah, she's an OG. We just wanted her to come and
She
be
an
and be part
OG.
of it, and
Yeah,
so
so yeah, because I've been going here back and forth for so many years, so many times. So when it was the right time, when I was ready to move here, it was a no-brainer. I wasn't really questioning or this or that. I was just ready. So I was like, okay, let's go. Book my flight, and I came here. So I've been here ever since for 2 weeks. So it's been great.
okay. So let me ask you this. Now you came when people were coming on the real estate tour, and you met a few people. What was your impressions of, like, when people came on the real estate tour and they came on Phil's tour? Like, what was your impressions of the people?
Yeah, last year was my first time working with any of you guys from the Real South Africa tours. So I got to work alongside of you guys every day. So it was so much fun and seeing how long are the tours? Like a week,
About
10
10
days.
days. 10 days.
10 days. Yeah, it's crazy seeing everybody from the first day to the last day is so different. And so it's really good seeing their experiences, seeing their expressions on their faces when we go to different places or experience new events or we go to safari or a really nice mall. And it's really good. You get to experience South Africa all over again with them because you're
Yeah.
around it, you see it all the time, it's normal. But for them, it's their first time and they're excited, so it's fun. And seeing them going from being strangers to at the end of the trip, they're like all family. They're checking on each other. If somebody has like a hurt knee, they're all trying to help each other. We make sure nobody was behind. So it was all a family, and there were some people that came on their own. So everybody just felt like a family, and we say good morning. We make sure everybody's where they need to be. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I saw the smiles on your face because people would ask you questions and you knew the answers. You know how we operate here at the Real
Oh,
Africa. You know how we do, and we take care of everybody. And then, of course, like when Phil and his group came, like I said, you was very instrumental in making that happen as well. So yeah, it's good. But like I said, we like Lazarus said. He says, "Man, I can't believe you left Dallas."
I know he needs to come back.
See, Laz, you got everybody wanting you to come
Yeah.
back. You got the kid before you. You slacking. You slacking.
Well, I have a hard question for you
Yeah, this is
because
a great question.
somebody, if you could read on the screen, somebody said, please ask Savannah how she plans on starting over with her social life, friends, partying.
I'm the wrong person to ask that, but um, I'm just gonna see how it goes. The thing is, everyone, it's a me thing, but everyone here are so nice. They're happy to talk to you and to have a conversation with you, become your friends. It's everybody's really nice here. So I have that to say. Hopefully that kind of helps with answering your question. Everyone is friendly here. So it wouldn't be hard to make friends and make connections or whatever you want to do. It's not that hard. So
Okay,
is
well,
that
She's
good?
gonna get out there.
you're going to be a celebrity because you're going to be part of the Real South Africa. Or
Yeah, I
part of the,
know. I don't have a choice, so it'll happen.
so it's starting to happen and whatnot. So
Mhm.
this is cool. But yeah, I would say, like I said, we wish we could have brought you in some time ago, but obviously growing up and doing your thing and whatnot, but you knew this was
Yeah.
here waiting on you.
Yeah,
And
I knew eventually I was going to end up here. So,
yeah,
But you did your time. I mean, I think
mhm.
that um, you knew it was here, but you had mentioned that you wanted to, like,
Mhm.
and I air quote this, but you wanted to see what it was like to be on your own and live a
Yeah, I
little
wanted
bit.
to branch out
Yeah.
and
And I
try
think
my
you
own little ideas. So
mhm.
I did it all, so I'm here. Yeah.
That's
I
all
love
right.
it. I love
That's
it.
all right.
Shantae, my mom is selling her home in New Jersey and wanting to move to Georgia. I love this emoji you put right there. I'm trying my best to slow her down and convince her to take a trip to SA before she wastes her money on sheetrock. Now listen,
Oh,
don't talk about how they build houses in America. don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So a lot of you guys, when you guys are coming here on your tours and you guys are signing up, you're going to run into Savannah. She's going to be
yeah.
assisting across the board and making sure that your vehicle shows up on time, making sure your hotel
Mhm.
1,000% because she know what the standard is here at the
Mhm.
Real South Africa. And then of course she has Barry's mom as her
Road
grandma,
dog.
Mhm.
as her grandma, because she's like, oh, that's she like my grandma.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
me and her are gonna be out having tea parties and shopping. So me and her are gonna have some fun.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah,
Oh my
I can't wait for the real estate tour coming up next month. It's gonna be a lot of fun because I enjoyed
God.
last year. So
It's gonna
I'm
Yeah, it's gonna
excited
be
to meet all the new people and it's gonna be fun all over again.
yeah, it's gonna be great.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so man, well, we appreciate it. Obviously, we're gonna get you back, on another video.
Yes.
One thing I want to ask you why everybody is paying attention because they're all paying attention to you right now. So today, when
Mhm.
we met those three people today, who it was their first, well, it wasn't their first time in South
Right.
Africa, but their first time with the real South
Oh.
Africa. How did you feel about the interaction? Because they were very excited.
Mhm. Basically everybody that comes here, they say exactly the same thing. So that's good to hear that they all have the same good experiences that we all had. And yeah, they seem super excited. They're ready to start a new life. They love the luxury hotels, the good
Yeah.
food, the environment, the people that you meet. Yeah, they were just amazed at the whole experience. Yeah, it was a 10 out of 10 for them. So it was really good to hear them saying that and seeing them smile or seeing them get emotional or, or them telling their stories. It was really good. I enjoyed meeting them too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
it was
always
definitely a lot of
good
fun.
meeting people who are excited.
Yeah.
So somebody asked, will Savannah be launching her own channel, or does she already
Uh,
have?
Oh,
I was thinking about it. I don't know yet. It's still in the works. I might bring Savannah G back, but I'm still thinking about it. But if I do make a channel, you guys will know, of course.
Yeah,
excellent.
absolutely.
Excellent.
Okay. All right, Savannah. Well, we really appreciate it, and we will hopefully see you in a few minutes upstairs in the house.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we got Savannah here. It's been a long time coming. I've been knowing it for a long time. It's just that the timing had to work out, and hopefully she does start a channel. We would support that as well. I'm sure she'll bring a lot of good content, to South Africa, and of course, letting people in the U.S. know from a 26-year-old's perspective. She's so young.
She
But,
is.
yeah, I remember being that young a long
He
time
just
ago.
remembers when she was like this big and she was so cute and so tiny.
Yeah. Somebody asked, are there any plans for future real estate tours? I'll be perfectly honest with you. We put a lot of effort into the ones that is right in front of us, and I'm not trying to shirk the question. Is that because people are paying? In my mind, I'm the owner of the company. People are paying good money, and they need what they need. So I'm not going to be like, okay, well, they already paid. I'm just going to give them some things, and then now I'm only worried about the next.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, then none of our tours would be proper because we'd just be worried about the next dollar. If somebody agrees and trust us to say, okay, I'm gonna book my tour with you guys. Hey, you got us until when you arrive, we got you, and when you leave, we finally release you back to the wild. And I would say this, so that speaks directly to those that come here on their own, and now they're here, and they came maybe because they saw some things that we do. They didn't realize that they needed transportation, they needed guys, they needed this, they needed that, they needed. They didn't realize it, and then they're calling us, and they're like, "Oh, well, can you just help me with this, help me with that?" And at the same time, I understand their urgency, but 9 times out of 10, maybe 9.5 times out of 10, those people who booked with us 6 months ago, 8 months ago, that are here currently in the Republic, because they could be in Durbs, they could be on the safari, out in Kruger. We're mostly focused on what they need. All the time, and we're constantly in contact with them. And even when there's just one person, they get the same coverage because they trusted us to say, I'm going to go somewhere I've never been across the earth. No one wanted me to go, but I'm gonna go anyway because I trust these guys. So we're going to give them everything that they need to be successful here while they're on the tour. Yep.
So in short, this is the short version of it. We do things one at a time, basically. So as far as like there've been another real estate tour, we're going to get through this one first. We're going to do another assessment and see how that works out. And if we're going to do another one, you will know about it by the end of the year, so we can start preparing for planning.
No, for planning. No, people are going to start planning.
So you could start preparing and planning. I like planning better though. To get here, for whenever we do it next.
So obviously we're going to get some more questions, but then in the meanwhile, we're going to give you the blow by blow. First of all, flights. Let me tell y'all something about these flights. Everybody says the same thing while they're here. today we talked to the three people that we just had a conversation with, and they said, you know what? By the time you get on the flight, you eat, you go to sleep, you wake up, you're about 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours out, and then you can just pop in a movie and you hear. So they felt that the flight wasn't too serious, but it does seem a little daunting if you only took a 3-hour flight, somewhere in the United States, Texas to DC or something to that effect. And of course, the planes are proper planes. You're not flying on a JetBlue to South Africa. It ain't happening. Or Spirit Airline. It's just not happening. And no shout out.
No shade to those.
Yeah, no shade to those guys, but they don't fly this. They don't fly this way. They got to get the big planes. Yeah. And it's pretty comfortable, even in coach. I'm just telling you. Yeah. It just is. So, but there are direct flights, and of course, most of them leave out of Atlanta, and of course, they leave out of New Jersey. And of course, there's other options as well. So, but there's flights every day landing in Johannesburg. So don't think that you can't get a flight. And what we like to do at the Real South Africa, we like to let you select your own flight. So you pick your own flight coming here. And once you land in country, we take care of everything. Yeah. And that's part of your package. Because you don't know the airlines here. But what I'm trying to say to you is this: you got points, you got all kind of little ways of saving money for your flight. You need to do that. So that's why we leave it to you. We're just going to tell you to send us the flight details, and then you're good to go. So that's that. Let's talk about these payment plans. Let me tell you, our payment plans are robust, and a lot of it has been plussed up because companies see what we do. They see it and they're saying, you know what, like a firm is pretty interesting because at checkout, so let's say you're going through your checkout and you got an option to say, okay, I want to pay my 25%. And then, and so you can use your credit card, but you can also use a firm. You can also use Amazon payments to pay for your down payment. I don't know what to tell you, but you can. And then once that's done, when your payments are due, you can actually use our legacy plan, which you can use your credit card and make your payments, or you can use Amazon payments, or you can use a firm. So there's many ways to get this thing sorted out, and I know for sure under a firm it goes up to 36 months. Yep. And there's been many people who took this program because it gives them 0%. 0%. And not everyone, it all depends on your credit score and T's and C's apply. But nonetheless, so that's just another way to do it. But you will never know unless you go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, select your stuff, and it will basically tell you what your payments would be if you want to go that route. And I think it's an investment. Go ahead,
it is an investment. The other thing too, a lot of people have already made their deposit and they want to take the rest of their trip and use a payment plan for that. You do the exact same thing. You go to the payments option, you click the amount that you want to pay, and then from there, it'll give you the option to choose which plan is available for you. So you can always, decide after you've made your deposit if you want to use a payment plan for that as well. So you still have that option.
Okay. Like I'm looking at this here. There's a question. It says no mass production plug and play experiences. I think that's perfect. I just wondering if there was more planned in the future.
He was referring to the real estate tour.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's always things that we're talking about. So we're not going to say yes, we're not going to say no. We're just going to say we're talking about it because we need to make sure that we pick the right locations this time. There's a lot of things that go into the real estate tour, like behind the scenes, picking the right people, vetting everybody. And those things take time when we're talking about building relationships. So the real estate tours that we've done so far are not the same as the one we did before. So they're always different. So, I mean, the structure of it is the same, but what we actually present to the people are different. So that's why we can't say for sure, how it's going to look in the future.
Yeah, but we want to continue to do these things because we want to give our people an opportunity. Because here's the stone cold hard facts: the rest of the world is coming down here and doing exactly what we're doing. So it's not like it's new, but it's designed for them. They come down here in bus loads just like we do. Ours is better because it's more of an upmarket experience, but they come down here specifically to look at new developments, to talk to developers to see if they could, purchase stuff in bulk and find investment properties. It's happening. It's just that no one's doing it for us.
Yeah.
Like no one.
Yeah.
And that's what got us started thinking, saying maybe we need to open it up because, we got money as a community. Certain individuals have more money than others.
Yeah.
But we want to open it up for our people. But there's not going to be anyone that's going to do it for us.
Correct.
Except us, therealsouthafrica.com. So that's that's what we do. Okay.
Okay.
But the payment plans are crucial. Even if you are looking at saying, okay, hey, I wanna look at trying to get a visa, retired person's visa, or whatever the case may be. If you're gonna go with us, you can actually use a payment plan to pay for that as well. So these companies have really stepped up because, like I said, they see the level of volume that we're doing, and that's what I mean by now they see us. So when we come here as an individual sometime and we're not coming through a proper scenario, let's say here I am, my name is John, and I want to go to South Africa. And I pop into South Africa and I do a few things and I leave. John is not really accounted for.
No.
But when people say, hey, how many people are you guys bringing? And they're like, well, how much is, dot. They're like, oh, we need to do something for these guys. That's just how it works. So that's why it's best that we start, using proper platforms to travel. I mean, we went to Zurich just in June. We used a proper platform to go to Zurich. Yeah. We didn't just show up and just started walking around.
Like we'll figure it out when we get there. No. That's not how not how my life is set up. I don't want to figure out anything. Yeah. I want to know what's going on. I don't have to know everything, but I need to know enough.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And so that's that. But the payment plans are amazing. We talked about flights. Let's talk about these packages. Let me explain something to you about these packages. Pretty much everything you're going to need is included. Even if you're sitting on the internet thinking, well, what about this? What about that? Trust me, the packages that you keep hearing everybody talk about and they're all excited about are the packages that we put together for them. And they're absolutely stunning. People like the fact that we put in, we know how much time you're gonna need. We pretty much do everything for you. All you got to do is just
go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. I mean, we have had people say, "Oh, there looks like the itinerary is very light." I'm like, it seems light because there might be like one thing per day. It'll look like that, but those are long days, and you're gonna want to relax. You are flying to a different time zone. We've got to account for the difference in time, so we do all of that. We do all of that because we've been jet lagged before. Yeah. We've done all of that without having a break and just getting up and running. And you crash and then you start missing stuff. So we set it up properly. And we do an amazing job, if I must say so myself, because it works. And because it works, I'm not gonna fix something that's not broken. Yeah.
Yeah. And you will need downtime. Like I said, we already know what you're going to be doing. And so forth. So as somebody used to say, trust the process. Just trust the process. And it's amazing. We haven't had anybody come back and say, oh, this tour wasn't that great. I think most people are. Most of those videos you guys see are people wanting to chat.
Yeah.
Because most of the time we're off doing something else. Yeah. Like today, we was doing something else with family.
Yeah.
And they was like, "Oh, we're gonna see you guys. Can we meet?" Like, okay. And they like, and then as soon as we shake their hands, they like,
"Let me tell you.
Let me tell you." And then I just turn the camera on, and that's what you guys are seeing.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Wow, are they making them say that?" And I'm sitting here like, "Nope." And the first thing I say before I turn on the camera, tell them the truth.
Yep.
Tell them.
Yep.
Don't be trying to. But then they say what they say, and it's incredible. So. That's that. So
pace yourself.
And then lastly, with one of our we had 2 add-ons that we love. We love that Zimbabwe package. Zimbabwe going to Victoria Falls. You basically, if you came in for 6 days, say I want to go to Johannesburg, And then you want to do the Vic Falls package. That Vic Falls package is incredible.
It's
I'm
beautiful.
I'm trying to tell you, we've done it. And so if I'm saying that it's amazing, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then so then you can do a 6-day Johannesburg and then click on the option to go to Zimbabwe, and we're going to sort all that out for you. You don't have to do anything. You just got to have the desire or the imagination. And so we'll sort that out for you. So, or if you want to do a 10-day to Cape Town, but you like, I want to go to Zimbabwe, I'm on this side of the earth, let me go.
Do it.
We will take care of it. But you gotta make that known. And then of course, but you can actually book all that on the website without even having a conversation with us. I know some of you guys don't want to talk to us, and that's fine.
Let's see. There was one other question I wanted to address. I know I understood that you can't come in November, but if you want to do a 1-day, you can still book the 1-day real estate tour online. We'll still sort it out, but you can still book that online. I think there was a question about whether or not you could transfer what you've paid into that. It doesn't make sense to transfer what you've paid. You can transfer your balance of what's left over to Affirm or to Klarna, but what you've already paid in your deposits, that's going to remain the same, and then you can just transfer your balance, which I think is what you're trying to do. So that's what you would actually need. You'd be transferring the balance to Affirm or to Klarna or whatever payment plan you want to do. Yeah,
and that's all on the website. So somebody asked, I recall when Namibia is it still on? It's still an offering. Namibia is coming.
Yeah.
And the reason why Namibia hasn't been available so far is because we've been having a lot of people coming to South Africa.
Yeah.
And I could lower the amount of service and just to add Namibia. Some people call that a cash grab. I don't think that's fair. And then I don't want to short the people who's coming to South Africa because their expectations, I'm just going to tell you as a business owner, it better be high because we're going to exceed it because we want to make sure that we get the best experience, that you're going to have here. And there are people that are, I guess, that have been, on some of our tours. They understand exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. If you've never been on our tours, you might not understand what we mean. But if blind faith says, okay, well, I'm going to go with the real South Africa. Then when you finish, you're going to be like, oh, I see what they mean. For example, Tasha talked about people having some downtime. Well, when you're sitting in a 5-star or apartment, you're going to want to sit down in that place.
That space.
Yeah, you don't want to just go to sleep and get out of there.
I mean, those that want to be balls to the wall, for lack of a better term, know that where they're sleeping, they're just going there to sleep. No, these places are places you want to relax and enjoy, take it all in. So, so that's, I mean, we do what we do, and we do it at a high level, and I'm very proud of what we're able to provide.
Yeah. So somebody asked, can there be a request made to see specific estates during the real estate tour? The answer to that is you got to keep in mind. Let me explain something to you about estates here in the Republic of South Africa. People buy into estates because they want private. They don't want a lot of people, creeping around, and that's why you have a lot of security to get through the gate. You got to get a code from someone and things like that. So sometimes some estates don't want people on the outside, regardless of why they're coming to the estate. Okay, that's one thing. Number two, people don't realize, especially people who haven't been here in Johannesburg, there are probably like 40 estates.
If not more.
Yeah, if not more, just in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Then you go outside of Johannesburg within a 10-mile radius, you got about another 40 estates because people aspire on this side to live on some level of an estate. And there are different types of estates.
Yeah,
there's wildlife estates, there's country estates,
equestrian estates.
Yeah, there's golf estates, there's golf equestrian estates, there are just too many. Yeah. So if that's the case, if you come here for 10 days, like our people, they come here, they and then on top of that, you're looking at investment opportunities as well. Some of those things don't involve an estate. Yeah. So when people are coming, what we do is we put you at the highest level to where if you're talking to someone who has access as the let's say Stein City, those real estate agents over there and that leadership over there, they get access to pretty much everything. So you really need to get an in. So we provide our people an in. So they reach out to these guys, and if they say, you know what, I'm looking for an investment property somewhere else, then what can happen is they'll reach over to one of their buddies because they all know each other.
Yeah.
So, but we don't just bring in a real estate agent who has 2 listings and then try to say, okay, everybody need to go look at those 2 listings.
Yeah.
We try to give you as much of the broadest stroke possible.
Yeah.
Those that come on the real estate tour, especially the first 2 real estate tours, they sit in a room with a whole bunch of people, high level people in real estate, and they're getting briefed on the landscape. But if you've never been here, you thinking, oh, it's all about going to a property 24, and you think that's how we're operating. Not even close.
Yeah.
That's not what we do. We give you massive assets. Now, if you choose not to use it, that's on you.
Yeah.
But one of the guys that just came on the first real estate tour, I think he came on the first one.
Yeah.
He's finalizing his property, and he just got his visa, and he's coming. He just sent me a message. So it can be done, but you got to kind of, raise your level a little bit and realize that what we provide on these real estate tour is absolute, what I like to call access.
Absolute access.
Yeah.
See, he messing up words.
Yeah.
Too. I was per planning.
Yeah. Somebody asked us, have we been to Limpopo before?
Absolutely.
I've probably been to Limpopo probably more time than most people. I like Limpopo.
Love Limpopo.
Yeah, we just don't people think we put everything on video. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Because
we have to live.
Yeah, and people who know me, they know I like to travel. Like when I'm at home, like I'm at home right now, I'm always trying to find a way to get out of here.
Yes.
And one thing I like about Johannesburg, we have great highways. We got airports we got Lanseria, which is a great airport, and we got OR Tambo International Airport, and there might be another one out there that I'm missing. But those tend to get me out of the country a lot. So like November the 4th, we're going to
Durban.
Yeah, we're going to Durban for a little while, just because we can.
Yeah.
It's amazing here.
We'll come back to Limpopo, we promise.
Yeah.
And we'll be sure to let you know when we're there.
Yeah. And so one thing I'm going to bring up is that, and for as far as the real South Africa is concerned, you might well just consider us your official travel company to South Africa, especially from the States, because most people, and I'm just going by what I've heard, and I remember what I saw before I came here. Most people say, "Oh, I didn't hear about South Africa until I ran into your content." Those are facts. And honestly, I've never seen anything something on TV or anything that said, "Hey, come to South Africa."
There's only 2 things you know about South Africa: apartheid and Cape Town.
Yeah.
So it's not that there's not content out there, but there's not content that is specific or directed at us to make us say, "Hey, this is a place we should think about visiting." But that's out there now. That's why we're here. And we appreciate those that have visited, those that have been repeat offenders, and those of you that are on your way.
Yeah. So we are your official travel company. I'm gonna go ahead and just take that now. No different than people keep telling us that we are bringing so many Americans here. Americans are coming here. Americans have been coming here for an extended period of time with us or without us. They've been coming and residing and investing in South Africa. I'm just going to say again, I said it earlier, but for those that are just showing up, if it wasn't for the South Africans that went through the struggle, we wasn't here. I wasn't part of it. But so if it wasn't for them, we couldn't be here doing what we do, and then giving you the opportunity. So as somebody would say, show some grace when you come here to South Africa, because somebody laid down their life. Somebody went, they went through it just so we can come and enjoy a nice meal here in the Republic of South Africa. So I generally show a lot of respect to my South African brothers and sisters who are here in the country holding it down for us every single day. So lastly, before we get off of this thing, let me see if I have any more questions, because somebody might have a question.
Are you planning to do an update on Sun City,
Okay, let me see.
Smart City? Yeah, we did know that.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm reading this facts because of all y'all, I've virtually met several African Americans who live there now. Ronnie was the first, and I'm watching him absolutely thrive there, along with everyone else. You guys are the truth. Well,
Thank you.
we appreciate it. We do. I think Ronnie wasn't our first though. It was like long.
No. She said that he's the first that she was watching.
Okay, yeah. We brought a lot of people here. It's funny. I see some of us come here and thrive. Some of us thrive, but they do it quietly.
Yeah.
I think about even Ashley and what they call it, Ashley from in Africa. We're going to assist her in her space because she's doing business and she's doing a great job in that space as well. But I distinctly remember when she contacted us, asked us questions. She came here. She came here with the Real South Africa as a tourist, and she's doing great and wonderful things. So I really appreciate the fact that when we get here, sometime we feel like we need to come here and do well. So there we go. And then of course, lastly, I would say to you this: we have this amazing tour that we put together. It's called our food spa experience.
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying no? It's a food spa luxe experience. Let me explain this thing to you. People that's been here, especially the ones that ate the oxtails, we put together because people come here and they love the spas.
Mm-hmm.
They're amazing. They're not the ones like they are in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I've been to enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they love the food.
Mm-hmm.
So we got access to some of the best 5-star restaurants here in the Republic of South Africa. But we're going to be in Joburg, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got access to some of the best spas.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, some of the best shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, some of the best hotels. So we're going to put them all together. We're going to put them all together, and it's going to be a package. I think it's 8 days. And in that 8 days, you're going to go to several spa treatments, different types.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go to different restaurants. You're going to have a great 5-star dining experience with people you don't know, but you will know after about day 2.
Yeah.
You're going to go to some amazing shopping experiences. So bring your credit card. Just put a little travel notice on there. You'll be okay. And then, of course, you're going to be surrounded by some of the best hotels, that South Africa has to offer. So we're putting all that together. And all you have to do is obviously get your flight. But once you arrive, we take care of your transportation. It's all first class. And that's kind of what we do, And I always think about what Phil Scott said. When you go to Real South Africa and then you try to go with someone else, it's a little difficult because we put the bar here. And, we know what we do and we want it to be here. So that's what we want you guys to experience. And there are those that are saying, I'm going to go ahead and say it because I'm going to get the email. I don't need all that. You don't know what you don't need until you just don't know.
Yeah.
And
don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody just wrote, you got to open up our eyes. So many of us run to Ghana and maybe Nigeria. It's like we don't know there's more to the continent than West Africa.
Yeah, that's profound.
Yeah. Well, and I understand that. I think they did enough marketing. They did a lot of marketing. They did what they needed to do to assist Africa being on the map. I'm just going to tell you that's how I feel. And I think we all need to be in Africa in some way, form, or fashion. If South Africa didn't exist, I'd be like, y'all go to Togo, go to Benin. Just come to Africa to get some of this. We just happen to fall here in South Africa, so I can speak very candidly and keen on South Africa. And but yes, we are trying to open up the eyes, and if you notice, it's mostly African Americans out here doing this work. It's all ground. What you call it?
Oh, what's the word?
I forgot what it's called.
Oh, I knew exactly what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Grassroots.
yeah, it's
That's
all
the word.
it's all grassroots. It's all grassroots. But and then eventually, like I said, we want to do things proper. So we will be going to other locations, Namibia and of course Botswana. We've been contacted probably more
Yeah.
from Botswana tourism than South Africa tourism ever has contacted us. But that's neither here nor there.
Absolutely.
We are ride or die with South Africa. So let me see. Do y'all have 4-day specials, or is it 6 days the least amount of time? We only do 6 days
Takes
because
a day to get here.
it takes a day, it takes a day to get acclimated for the most part. But we like the 6 day because we think the 6 day is the least amount of time that you can come that we can actually give you a proper experience. Now, if you want to do a 4-day, we can't. I'm going to be honest and be like, no, we're not doing that because we can't give you a proper experience in 4 days, and I'm not going to waste anybody's time. But a 6 day, we can absolutely put together a 6 day package. You will get back on the plane going back to the States, tired, but I guarantee you're going to
You'll
have some
sleep there and you'll sleep on the way back.
Yeah. So that's what we have. So if anybody has any questions, because we're about to sign off, if you have any questions, please reach out to our website, therealsouthafrica.com. It's an amazing website. And then, of course, you can always email us at info@therealsouthafrica.com direct with your concerns and questions. I'm sure we can figure out a way to get you here proper. And then, of course, once you get here, you will understand what I mean by proper. You will really be like, oh, okay, I see what he's talking about. So that's it. And just make sure. And if you got somebody out there, you know how Bob Barker talks about spay and neuter. If you got a friend out there who don't got a passport, make sure talk to him, because this one here, when I met her, that was the first thing I said you need to do. Go get a passport. And I went and I think I got your passport.
You did.
Yeah. So everybody need to get a passport because you need to have access to the rest of the world. So all I can say is see you guys here in what we like to call sunny South Africa.